Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Paul Chamberlain, the AirForce guy here at Beckley's RVs. Today, we're here to take a look at the all-new 2021 Revel by Winnebago. For more information on this camper or any others, be sure you reach out to us right on our website. Okay, so what I'd like to go over with you today is the differences from the 2020 model. They've made some great changes, and I'm going to go over the feature to that as well as the benefit to you while you're using it. And let's start right here in the doorway. What I like that they've made several changes in this area. So number one, if you remember the outside light, that outside light used to be back behind the door. So when you had the door open, you weren't able to use it. Very easy for you to reach in here, turn it on. Nice bright light. It's going to light up your campsite. So that's number one. Now they do have, in addition to that light, I know we're not going to be able to see it today, but there's another light switch right there. And underneath your running board here, you do have light. And the nice thing with that, if you choose just to have that one on it, at least you can see the step as you're trying to come in and come out of your coach while you're using it. Next, love what they've done with the table here. Before, if you remember, you used to have the table legs stored back behind your little bench seat here, and you'd have to set it out here. Problem was, if the ground wasn't cooperating, you really had no way of adjusting that other than putting something under the legs. So what they do, they solve that problem. And take a look how easy this is. So you just unsnap it like you did before, but now you have a cable, and now you're able to adjust it. Again, you have one of these ram tracks, and you're able to adjust it to your liking. Okay, so you also notice how it's a little cleaner right here. And these are your low point drains and, of course, your freshwater tank drain right here. They've moved some things around. You're going to notice, look at where the refrigerator is now. Now this is a 3 cubic foot, 12 volt refrigerator. It is compressor driven. Benefit to you there is it's 20% larger than last year's. It's going to be easier to access whether you're inside or outside, and it's going to cool much quicker than your typical RV fridge. See how easy that is to open up, and now you're able to access that, making it easier for you to load it. You're at the store, you're gonna put things in it. You don't have to get inside to load up your refrigerator. Okay, next I want to talk to you about this screen here. You know, they had the screen before, but what I like about it is the fact that it's very functional. So when you're camping, if you want to have it down, it just falls down very easy, and you have 2 zippers that come down. And see how nice that is? It's going to keep all the bugs out while you're camping. And you say, well, Paul, how am I supposed to get in there? This is the great part. So as you'll see, it pulls away from the magnet, and then as it goes back in, it's just going to set right back in against the magnet itself. It's that simple. Then when you want to put it away, what I like about what they've done with this is they put, it's like a little pool noodle inside the bottom there. Makes it easier for you when you're storing it and rolling it back up. The last thing right here that I like about is this awning. It comes out, as you can see, it comes out at great distance. Going to give you plenty of shade when you're camping or when you need it for shade. But the other thing I like is the fact that it has this awning light, and the fact that it is out away from your camper. So many campers, they put them back here, and you know, of course, you know what that attracts, the bugs. Now it's out here away from your camper. You can also get this thing set up. You put a Carefree app on your phone. You can adjust it with your phone, turn the light on or retract it and so forth. But I don't know why you're going to need that, because in order for this thing to go in or out, it's a one-touch button. To go in or out, it's automatic basically at that point. Okay, so just like last year, this door, benefit of this door, the way it works, it's an automatic door. Well, I say automatic. You're gonna have to push a button or do something to make it go in and out or open and close, but you have 4 different ways of doing it. You have the handle, you have a button right inside, you're gonna have a button on the dash, or you have the remote control. And it's just a matter of, again, pushing one of those buttons or pulling the handle. Okay, so on the back, nothing's really changed on the back. You know, you have this ladder. Nice thing is that it's lockable here. That way there's not walking away when you have it parked somewhere. But again, you're able to take this ladder off, move it around the side to access the roof rack on the top, which does have 200 watts of solar on it. Now, the benefit of being able to move it around, that way there, in the event that you installed kayak racks and so forth up there, or you're just cleaning the roof, you're able to access that not only from the back, but also the sides. So also on the back, just like they had before, you have the hitch receiver back here, capable of towing up to 5,000 pounds with a tongue weight of 500 pounds. So now let's take a look on the inside. And what you're gonna like about how these doors open up, you can open them up, you know, one at a time. Well, you have to open this one first all the time, but it can go here, or you can actually open it so that you have a wider space in order to load things that you're gonna be loading in here, because this is basically a gear hauler, right? You know, for those people that are out there want to carry gear, whether you're putting your kayaks in here, whether you're putting bicycles, whether you're just putting your backpacks and so forth, lots of room for you to put things. And notice that it has 6 tie downs in here. So that way there you could secure your equipment. It's not rolling all over the place while you're driving down the road. Okay, so now when you're looking in here, you're gonna notice a little different than last year. You're gonna see the little, if you wanna call them bulges here. This is where you're gonna have the fresh water tank as well as your water pump on this side. And now they have the Nautilus system here. I love the Nautilus system. You know, they've been doing this on other manufacturers have been using the system for quite some time, and it's very easy. All you need to do is follow the diagrams to however you want to use your water system. Very simplistic. And of course you have your outside shower right here. Now with the water tank being above floor as well as your water pump, this is a true 4-season camper, assuming you're using your heat properly. So another added benefit of how this system is set up is not only can you turn your water pump on up in the front area, but you can also turn the water pump on here. So if you're out here, you're all dirty and so forth, you want to rinse off, you just turn the water pump on right here. Now let's say you get back to your coach and it's dark out, but you need to be on that side of your coach. You have this little red switch here, and that's going to turn a light on the side of your coach. Let me show you where that is. So, you know, it's dark out. You need to come over here, whether you're going to be hooking up your electric, dumping your gray tank, or emptying your black tank for your toilet. We're going to go over that in a minute. You have the light up here, and that's going to light up this area, which is very beneficial. Now, unlike the cassette toilets that you may have seen in pop-ups, this does not have its own water holding tank. This will be using water to flush your toilet from your actual water holding tank for the Revel itself. Now the cool thing having the cassette potty is the fact that this makes it so nice for those of us that maybe just want to go ahead and be able to not have to break camp to go empty your black tank. It actually has wheels on it. So now I'm sure your area is not going to be paved, but as you can see, it does roll. So now another difference that they've done is, and it might seem to be a little complicated, but it's very simplistic. It's kind of like 3 disconnects on this coach, and there's a purpose for each one of them. The first disconnect we're going to talk about is right here. This is for your inverter charger, which you're going to want to have it on if you're wanting to charge the batteries. We're going to have 2 other disconnects we're going to talk about when we get on the inside. So this one turns on your inverter charger, which is going to be back in this area. I'll show you here momentarily. Then you have this light switch here. Nice thing with this light switch, if you recall, last year you had to get inside to turn these lights on up underneath here. Now you're able to do that right here, making it a lot easier. Now you also have USB ports back here, 12-volt charging. And then in the event that you'd like to have additional solar panels, you have a little Zamp solar connection right down here for added battery charging capabilities while you're boondocking. So now another change they made, they took the batteries from being underneath the coach to up inside the coach. And what you have is you have 2 lithium batteries here. Now the benefit to this, these 2 lithium batteries, they're 125 amp hours, gives you 3,125 watt hours of power. Now, with the added Xantrax Freedom inverter, you're able to run your air conditioner as well. Now keep in mind, you're not gonna be able to run it very long, but if you needed to cool down, to cool down the coach a little bit, that gives you the added power to do so. Then on top of that, the fact that they went to the lithium batteries, they're giving you a second alternator underneath the hood to actually charge these batteries. And with normal driving, you will charge these batteries rather quickly. You're going to also notice that it has these heat pads around here, And what you're able to do is, if you're out using this in cold weather, understand that lithium batteries, when it gets down to be under about 38 degrees in the battery temperature itself, they do not charge. So by having the battery, these heating pads, you're able to heat the battery up so that it will be able to accept a charge while you're driving. And that switch is going to be right here to turn those on. So it makes it very simplistic, easy for you to get to. Okay, so now you want to sit down and, have a snack, have a cup of coffee, whatever. As you can see, the driver's seat and the passenger seat will turn around. You have a little limitation with the steering wheel, but let me show you how easy it is to go ahead and rotate these seats. So in order to move this seat, I find it easier to step out of the coach or have the door open. It just makes it a little bit easier, but you want to make sure the seat back is forward, and then you want to make sure the seat itself is forward. Then you just need to locate the other lever, pull it towards you. The seat will just swivel around, as you see, and then it's just a matter now of lifting the lever to slide the seat back. And once you get it turned around this direction, then what you're doing is just lift that lever and you can slide it back. It's going to give you a lot more room than the driver's seat. Nice and cozy though. You can recline and so forth with this seat. Something always people ask about is where can you charge things? Where can you connect to power? So what they've done from the outside, they've removed the outside outlet and they've moved that right inside right here. So you can have a 110 outlet, GFI reset on that. You're also going to have in this area right up here, this is going to be the 12 volt USB. So that's here in the kitchen area. And then for the dinette area, you're going to have the same thing. You're going to have a 12 volt USB up in this area here. And then you're going to have your 110 down below the dinette seat itself, right down here. Again, GFI protected. So there's your power sources for this area anyway. Okay, so now they've changed a couple things with your bench seating here. One, you're going to have a shoulder, 3-point shoulder belt, and then you're going to have a little lap belt. So it gives you a little bit added safety for if you need it. Then for the cushion, you just unsnap this cushion, and what do they give you? They give you a nice little storage space back behind it. Storage is king when you're in these small RVs, and you never can have too much storage. The next thing you're able to do is you remove the bottom cushion, and if you would have seen this in the last one, you would have saw you had a small storage bin, but they've kind of increased it. And that is nice and finished off for you compared to what it was last year in the 2020. It was that little plastic container right up in the front there. One last storage area is right here at your feet. And again, nice little storage for such a small camper. Okay, so the table, nice table, this swivels. If you don't want it, you can just remove it. As you can see, they have this part here and then this pole, and you just set this back. You can set this in the bathroom shower area. You can set it on top of the bed, whatever works for you. Now, as you can see, you have your window here. You won't have this price sheet sitting here. They'll remove it for you. But you have your privacy shade going up, and then you have your screen which comes down if you want to have airflow. Now the nice thing that they've done with these, with this window, is when you want to have it all the way in and secure, you're latching it as such. Let's say that you want to have some airflow, but you want to have security. What you're able to do is just unlock it, and there's one little slot past that. Now the window has the ability to pull some air through. So if you're running your power vent fan to pull air through, you could do this with all your windows, and it's still going to circulate some air for you. So another thing you're going to like what Winnebago does in the Revel is the fact of where they place the ram tracks. Now you might say, well, Paul, what are we going to put on these ram tracks? Be sure to look them up online. Accessories for the ram tracks. Pretty amazing, the different things that you can put on them. You're going to have one here by your dinette. I've seen somebody actually use a 12 volt TV and plug it in here. You have a ram track, you're going to have one above your kitchen sink. You're going to have one by the door as you're going out, so you can utilize it when you're outside or when you're sitting in the passenger seat. You have a couple back by the bed, so while you're in bed you can use them. And then you have them up underneath the bed for storage purposes. So quite the availability of ram tracks for you, and the accessibility of where they are make them very useful. So now they also changed the extension for your kitchen countertop. And this one just slides in like this. You might be saying to me, Paul, where am I going to go ahead and put this? Nice thing with that one will store up underneath the dinette booth, or the dinette seats, or you can put it up above the seats. But there is your kitchen counter extension for your kitchen. Also in the kitchen, you might be saying, Paul, where is the cooktop that was in here before? Look what they have done. Now, you don't necessarily need to store it here, but this is, again, the Induction Cooktop. The benefit to this one here is the fact that it's mobile, it's portable. So now you're not stuck just using it inside. You could take this outside and plug it in and use it outside. That way you're not having that heat on the inside while you're cooking, or even like, you know, you're cooking fish or things, you don't have all those odors inside your coach. Okay, so for your drawers that you have here, of course you have a small drawer, the top one. This one's going to get a little bit bigger and deeper. Then you have one that is set up that even if you wanted to set a trash can in there, it would fit, makes it nice and easy out of the way. Now, one thing you're going to like about what they've done with the cabinets is, of course, they do lock close. But notice how when I open them up, I'm not having to use my head to hold it. And it has metal framing all around it, making it much more secure, and it's going to last a lot longer. You also put carpet inside of it, keeping things from sliding around on you. Okay, just like most Winnebagos, what I like about what they do is they put everything for operational in one location. And basically what you're going to have, this is going to be for your Euro loft. Very easy. You just got to make sure you have the key turned on for that bed to go up and down. Now you do have to hold the button the whole time, but it will go up and down for that. Next, this is going to be for your hydronic heater, water heater. And it's very simple, simplistic for you. You can see that it lights up down the bottom here. This would be for heat. Then you have for your water heater. Of course, you have for your service, as well as some additional heating here. This is going to be using, you can use your diesel fuel or electric for this. And all you do is to go ahead and increase the temperature when you turn this stuff on, is you just put your finger here and you turn this dial around. You can see how the temperature will go up for you. That doesn't matter whether you're talking about your furnace or whether you're talking about your water heater. So very simplistic system there. And you're going to like that because it's going to give you much more heat than a standard RV type furnace. The same thing for the water heater. Next, you're going to have your switches for lights. Now what you have, nice thing what they've done is this is going to be for your light switch above your seats. And again, for all the buttons, what they've done this year is all of them have bright, they have dim and off on all of the switches. This is going to be for your bathroom switch. Next, I talked to you about how you have, it's like having 3 disconnects on your coach. Basically what you have is you have this disconnect here turns off your solar charger. This is what actually turns your battery on. Your battery's on and off. And then you also have, it's kind of confusing because this says Xantract on it and says Xantract here, but this is where your Freedom is. So the Freedom, that is your charger inverter. If I wanted to turn the inverter on because I was not plugged in, that allows me to use the battery power to turn into 110 power. So that's what you have. So it turns off, off or on your solar panel, and then this turns your batteries on. So when you're plugged in, when you're using your inverter or whatever, you're going to want to have them all on in order to adequately be able to use your batteries. Then of course for turning your water pump on, I mentioned earlier about how you can use it back there. Now you're able to access it here, check your tank levels, as well as check your battery levels here as well. One other thing with your batteries levels, Xantract does have an app that you can put on your phone that will tell you the amount of charge that you have on your phone, so you have it on your phone. You're not having to come up to this panel. You just pull your phone out and you can see how much power you have left or the charge of the batteries. So now this could be a closet or it could be a bathroom, a shower, whatever works for you. So the door opens quite nicely. So as you can see, they give you shelving. And the nice thing with the shelving is you can decide where you want to put these shelves. If you want to put them down here, you want to have some more storage, you've got 3 different spots for the shelving. You can make this just a closet. You can hang things. This is not a chin-up bar. I know some people think that, but that's for hanging wet clothes and so forth. And then of course under the bottom shelf there, as you can see, there is your Cassette Potty. And that Cassette Potty does turn, and your drain down there as well. So your light, and it does have its own vent fan on the inside. So if you're using it as a shower, you can vent out the mist that's going to be in here. That way you're not having that extra additional moisture here in the coach. So now you want to put the bed down. All you need to do is turn your key on and push this button here. And that's how easy it comes down. So now your bed is 4 feet wide by 78 inches long. As you're going to notice on the outside, you have the extensions. So quite long enough and big enough for 2 adults. So in the bed area, you're going to have access to 110 power, as well as your 12-volt and USB plugs, and you have a window for additional air circulation. And as you can see right above me here is your air conditioner. This also has a heat strip in it. You can adjust the air, so if you want to have it blowing down on you or you don't, you can adjust that. And for those nights that you want to camp and you want to have a breeze, you can put down this screen, and well, it's a blackout screen as well as a screen. So you can have breeze coming through if you wish, or if you don't want you want to go ahead, black out the windows, maybe if the doors closed, you're able to do that as well. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know what you're thinking of the video. Give it a thumbs up. Please feel free to share, and put a comments down below if you're liking the changes that Winnebago, you like the direction they're going with these. So again, the 2021 Revel by Winnebago. This is Paul, the Air Force guy here at Beckley's RV. Hope you enjoyed the video. Take care.